When we had the schedule pitting us in New York to end the season, we knew there would be fireworks, and Lake Champlain is one of those places where you can catch them doing so many things, catch so many species, and you can contend all the way up to the last cast of the day. Lake Champlain has not disappointed. The 8th stop of the Elite Series season, the Guaranteed Rate Bassmaster Elite. Welcome into the Bassmaster Studio, sponsored by Marathon. Ronnie Moore here with Mike Sucon and Such. If you want a tournament where everyone has a shot to win going in the final day, you could close your eyes and pick any one of them. It would be Lake Champlain. Within an hour left of the tournament, we had 7 or 8 guys within a normal fish to win.
It's crazy, Ronnie. It's definitely a photo finish. We had guys fish catch after fish catch take the lead. We had 12 lead changes today, ties. What a tournament. What a tournament.
What a tournament indeed. And we have a glorious top 10 selection of anglers. They all caught them so well just to make it to the top 10. It doesn't hurt so bad if you don't win Lake Champlain, because you know you've overcame so much, so many culls, so many ounces to do it. And Bassmaster Elite Series rookie Justin Hamner getting his first taste of a top 10 this week at Champlain.
You know what else it's going to do for him, Ronnie? Get him inside the classic qualification cut. He was outside in the near 50th place. We give birth to the top 41 right now, counting double qualifiers, and he has moved well inside that cut.
We have at least 4 or 5 of our 9 Elite Series rookies inside that classic cut line, which means, hey, even for the newbies, it is murderer's row. These guys are so good. And Justin Hamner, roommates with Patrick Walters, 2 of the best anglers with forward-facing sonar.
Not as big as I thought, but
How about a big fish guy, Ronnie? Guy who's went out trying to catch baby whales this week. Lee Livesey.
Trying to be a 2-time Elite Series champion this season.
Yeah.
He did one late last year, one on his home lake at Lake Fork this year, and he wasn't that far behind, but he was swinging as if he was 10 pounds back, but he started within 5 pounds of the lead.
Yeah, 3:14 back, Ronnie. He went for it. He's going for it. I think once these guys taste victory, they really go all out and, like the overused phrase, swing for the fence.
Well, and one thing for that is it's financially, it gives you some freedom. Winning an event like that, second place check's awesome, third place check's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
But man,
beautiful
if
Lake
you're 4th, 5th,
Champlain
and 6th,
smile.
go for the win, and that's what Lee Livesey did today. He gambled. He knew at the end of the day, I haven't caught him good enough. I'm probably in 10th place, but hey, I'm just glad to be here, and I'm just having fun catching them. His roommate and buddy, Caleb Summerall, probably the farthest angler, one of the farthest anglers away from Lake Champlain to make the top 10, Louisiana pro.
Great start this morning, Ronnie. He and Brian Schmidt actually traded leads a couple times early, catching three pluses.
Coming from 10th place, Caleb Summerall really making the most of his opportunity this week on Champlain, catching a lot of fish on topwater, but lost a lot of fish on topwater this morning, starting out in the marina close to takeoff.
Live by the sword.
Was able to catch a couple key smallmouth to get his day started.
Yeah, he and Fire were playing that marina most of the morning. Fire took off for his other places. He left it to Summerall.
Summerall having a great season inside that classic cut.
Man.
Not only inside, he's now inside the top 10 in Angler of
We're
the
paying
year.
out top 10 this year only, Ronnie. Anglers voted. Top 10 get checks for Angler of the Year points.
The guy who contended with Seth Fighter all season for Angler of the Year might be a little too far back for one final event, but he has put pressure on Fighter to make sure he catches them. The only 2 anglers in our top 5 in AOY that are fishing on championship Sunday here at Lake Champlain, Patrick Walters. That's the one weakness in his game is smallmouth. And for him to do well this week exclusively on smallmouth, that shows something.
I don't believe there's a weakness in his game, Ronnie. He's been catching them everywhere.
You said hold up. What was the hold up for? You said hold up.
He catches them everywhere.
He does catch them everywhere. A guy who loves smallmouth and really does swing for it every time. Chris Zaldane catching them on big baits on day 1 and day 2. When that sun came out day 3, he had to rely on some finesse tactics. This morning got started with a big swim bait fish, but it was his biggest of the day until later on in the day.
Jump 4 feet in the air.
That 3.5 pounder we just saw really was the only good thing that came from his starting spot. Lost some fish, broke some fish off, and They did not treat him well, but he said it was different. Birds not diving in his area. The fish kind of moved on that flat, which happens.
Have we ever seen that before? An angler watching the bird activity, diving, running to that spot, shutting down, and casting to where the birds are diving, knowing where the school of all-wife bait fish are and the smallmouth underneath it.
Not far from here, Lake Oneida. That is where it has notoriously been introduced to the Elite Series field, the bird diving pattern. Keith Combs, he's one who, from Texas, but man, always catches them on the St. Lawrence River, loves Lake Champlain.
Big bag on day 3 to get in our top 10.
Here at Champlain.
Ronnie Moore, 20 pounds, 14 ounces.
And he said, hey, if I'm gonna fish this week and catch smallmouth, I'm still gonna do it with power fishing techniques. He's been throwing a top water, and he said he felt like less of a man catching them on a spinning rod this week, but he did mix in a couple key fish on a spy bait as well.
He started 59th in the AOI points, Ronnie. This finish should get him within earshot, eye shot of doing well in the St. Lawrence and getting into the Classic.
For some of our anglers, they've made a big push for that Classic, and hey, Keith Combs may end up mid-pack in the top 10. He may not be in that top spot at the weigh-in, but he has kept us entertained. Him and his cameraman, Seth, have had some amazing topwater strikes on Championship Sunday. Glad to have a camera with him, and glad to wish the birthday boy a good morning.
To start the morning, boys.
Championship Sunday starting on your birthday with a 5-pounder.
There it is. Beautiful
A
fish.
big smallmouth for Austin Felix, the Minnesota angler.
Felix caught him throughout the day. Kind of had some lulls here and there, Ronnie, but then he came on late with a couple big catches.
He was our 2020 Rookie of the Year, sitting in the top 20 again in points this season. The Sleepy Assassin really loves Lake Champlain. He may be from Minnesota. He may be, he may be from over 23 hours away, but Lake Champlain seemingly fishes like a couple of his home lakes, like Lake Minnetonka and like Lake Mille Lacs in Minnesota.
Yeah, I looked that up, Ronnie. Like 1,200 miles for fighter. Come over here. It's a 19, 20-hour drive. Man.
I remember making that drive at the end of the AOI Championship in Minnesota a few years ago. We had an open on Champlain started on a Wednesday, so I had to make it over quick for the meeting on Tuesday. A guy from the Northeast, one of our only anglers. We have less than 5 anglers, excluding the Canadians, from the Northeast United States and destined to Marion from Pennsylvania.
Only one from Pennsylvania right now.
Glad to be up near his neck of the woods because Champlain has treated him to a career week. Yes, he's made the top 10 before at Santee Cooper last year, but man, didn't really have a shot to win that event. Had a shot today and made the most of it. Catching big smallmouth early, had a crazy flurry, went to the dock, Such, and tell us what happened when he got to the docks.
He started reeling in the 4 pluses, Ronnie.
Of the green
up
variety.
North, yeah. He's shooting for his best ever elite finish.
That
nice
big one
bass
right there was a game changer for him. Kept making upgrades. Will have a mixed bag today, most likely.
Nice.
And that is what you want on Lake Champlain. Set Fighters had a mixed bag every day this week. Even a late call on Championship Sunday will keep that in order. Catching a largemouth that will help him late in the day, but 4 fighters.
Yes.
He's been hot and cold this week at Champlain. Started on smallmouth day 1. Said, stupid smallmouth. I'm going to go fish largemouth. Had a great day. Had a great day 2. Then day 3, largemouth didn't treat him well. Switched back over to the stupid smallmouth, and they paid off big time for him, just like today.
Boy, Zona mentioned that he was seemed to be more concentrated on the Angler of the Year, which he leads. He'll go into St. Louis, the final event of the season, where he's done very well with about a 50-point lead, Ronnie. Sounded like he was concentrating more on that than knowing he could win this event.
Oh, and he would love Angler of the Year, but winning on Champlain after 2 second-place finishes for Seth Feider, that would be icing on the cake of what is the best season in Bassmaster Elite Series history.
I guess I'm sure he knew he could win. It just...
Doesn't hit you until about 3/4 of the way through the day, and 3/4 of the way through the day was when Brian Schmidt finally got himself back in the game. He really had a tough morning. Had a quick limit, but only 10 pounds.
He did that yesterday, Ronnie. He had about 10 pounds, and then he started getting rid of those 2-pounders with 3 pluses, 3 1/4, 3 threes. Got to 19 again yesterday. That was his target today. didn't quite get there.
He had to control the variables he can control, and one of those is his equipment. He revealed that he had a little bit of a hook malfunction.
Could have lost 3
And he
bites.
didn't notice it. Lost 3 fish today that set him behind the 8-ball a little bit, but Brian Schmidt made a good recovery. 3 culls late in the day. After 12:50 local time, he had a 3.5, then a 3, and then another 3.5. And those 3 fish right there may be enough to keep the day 2 and 3 leader in the top spot. We will cherish Lake Champlain for what it is, a great tournament venue. And we're going to head to another great tournament venue next Thursday through Sunday, July 15th through the 18th. Bassmaster Live will be at the St. Lawrence River to cap off our season. It's been a great week at Champlain, and we can't wait to see you at the St. Lawrence.